भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So today we are discussing on, if you want to please me, distribute my books. Srila Prabhupada spent sleepless nights writing these books. These books, Prabhupada called them, the purports which he wrote, as his devotional ecstasies. Okay. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam baksham asheshata yad gyatva neha bhuyonyat gyatavyam avashishyate. This knowledge and realization both needs to be shared with people in this world. So Srila Prabhupada was the first person who took this Bhakti, this Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita purports, which were in Bengali and Sanskrit, and brought it for the benefit of people of this world in English. If you did not know Sanskrit, you could not have studied the Bhagavatam before. You had to know Sanskrit to be able to understand the Bhagavatam commentaries. So Krishna Shankar Shastri Ji from Ahmedabad, he has published 15 commentaries of Srimad Bhagavatam first to 12 cantos. How many of you have seen that? Krishna Shankar Shastri's volume of Bhagavatam. It is there, you have seen, no? In the we have at the Govardhan Eco Village in Radha Damodar temple. So first shloka of the first canto, 15 commentaries. You will begin with Viraragavacharya, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, various other commentaries, and then like that second shloka, then third shloka. For every shloka 15 commentaries. So what Srila Prabhupada did was, while translating, he took these, and from 1955 to 1965 Prabhupada translated only 3 volumes of the first canto. It took him 10 years to translate. So only Canto 1 was translated between 1955 to 1965. So if it takes 10 years to translate one canto, how many years it should take to translate 12 cantos? But life doesn't work like that, because Krishna can perform his miracles. And Krishna did perform his miracle, that in the next 11 years, Prabhupada completed up to 10th canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. He completed entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. He completed, the summary study of Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, summary study of 10th canto in form of Krishna book. Also gave a summary study of the Chaitanya Charitamrita as teachings of Lord Chaitanya. All of these literatures he completed in just 11 years. And what was the time he spent in translation? night 10 o'clock to morning 4 o'clock. That was the timing he spent. So just imagine how difficult it is to spend one sleepless night. Prabhupada spent so many sleepless nights translating these books. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yat Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsameka Sahitam Jnanam Param Giyate Yatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam Tat Shrinvan Supatan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchet Naraha. Srimad Bhagavatam is a literature which is Amalam Puranam and very dear to the Vaishnavas. And therefore it creates bhakti, jnana and vairagya within the heart automatically. And therefore, before you get the enthusiasm to distribute these literatures, you should appreciate what these literatures are and how grateful we should be to the founder Acharya for giving us these literatures. Otherwise, Sanskrit is the only means by which you could access this. No Sanskrit, you could not study. Without Sanskrit language, you could not study this. Many years ago, I visited my Sanskrit teacher. And then when I went to him, he looked at me and said, "Arey, you have joined some ashram or what?" I said, "Yeah, I have joined ISKCON." So he said, "You are following somebody else's commentary?" I said, "Yes." So he said, "Arey Baba, I taught you so much of Sanskrit so that you can create your own commentary. Why are you following somebody else's commentary? Sanskrit is like an ocean, you should just dive deep and get out pearls of different meanings out of it." And then he said, "Do you know the meaning of the word Arjun?" I said, "No." He said, "Arjun comes from the Rij Dhatu. Rij means Siddha. Arjun means Teda. So Gita was spoken to make the Teda Arjun Siddha." So I said, "Sir, I don't know Siddha or Teda, you take Peda." And I left. So he was totally convinced that the whole Sanskrit is meant for interpretations. And therefore, if Srila Prabhupada had not spent that time giving us those translations and commentaries in English, we would be in so much of confusion. So when Prabhupada, before departing for America, came to Shantipur, and he came to the house of Srivastava, our Advaita Acharya, and as Prabhupada was praying, he saw one of his godbrothers, and the godbrother said, "Swamiji, we heard you are going to America." And Prabhupada said, "I am not going to America. Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America. I am traveling with Bhagavatam as their humble servant." That was Prabhupada's mood. And Prabhupada came to America. When he landed, as soon as he landed, in some short period of time, some youth got connected with him. And one of his initial disciples, Hayagriva Prabhu, he saw that Prabhupada is struggling handwriting. So he said, "I can type it for you. Give me some manuscripts." So Prabhupada gave him some manuscripts. Hayagriva Prabhu typed those manuscripts, brought it the next day. Prabhupada was surprised. He said, "You are so fast. You did it so fast." He said, "Yes, Swamiji, I am a fast typist. Do you have any more manuscripts?" So Prabhupada took him inside a room. And there was a big trunk. And that trunk was filled with manuscripts till the top. And Prabhupada, he showed that entire trunk. Hayagriva Prabhu was shocked. He said, "Swamiji, this is a lifetime of typing. Prabhupada said no, several lifetimes. So Prabhupada actually did, which most people would find it almost impossible to even comprehend. Shrinvata shraddhaya nityam granatascha svacheshtitam kalena nati dirghena bhagavan vishate hridi. Bhagavatam recommends one should hear Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, with faith, regularly, nityam, granatascha svacheshtitam, and one must actually put one's effort in study. Swacheshtitam. So effort is important. So therefore, when we do that, kalena, in due course of time, na ati dirghena, very soon, Bhagavan vishate hridi, Lord will come and stay and manifest within our heart. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada, although all through the day was busy establishing ISKCON, he did not miss hardly any of the nights translating those literatures. And because he spent and invested that time at night, we have these books with us which we can distribute. If we had not utilized that time to write these books, we would not have these books. And we should also be grateful to all of those devotees who supported Srila Prabhupada. Because what Prabhupada would do, because Prabhupada told, Gargamuni Prabhu asked, how can a disciple assist? What should be the service of the disciple to the Guru? And Prabhupada said, the Guru must serve Krishna and the disciple must assist the Guru in his service to Krishna. So Gargamuni Prabhu was walking on the road in New York, and then he saw one shop, and that shop had a machine. It looked like a dictaphone. He entered inside, looked at how it was functioning, and he thought, oh, every day Swamiji is simply typing himself. If this dictaphone is there, he can just speak into it, someone can transcribe, and books can be published faster. So he purchased that dictaphone. He understood from that shopkeeper for 1 hour how that dictaphone works. Because he thought, I have to teach Prabhupada. So he came and gave it to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I will teach this, how to use this. Prabhupada said, I already know. He says, have you seen this machine in India before? Prabhupada said, no. Then he said, then I have to show you. Prabhupada said, no. And Prabhupada immediately knew which buttons to press, and within 2 minutes, that dictaphone was functioning. So Gargamuni Prabhu was shocked that how can he know? And Prabhupada mentioned that Prabhupada said, Krishna wanted me to come to the material world, I did not want to come. And Krishna said, you must go so that you can write these books and share these books with people of Kali Yuga. And that is the reason Prabhupada specifically appeared. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada spent quality time with each of those books, writing those books, and as I said, dictating. And the system was next day that would be transcribed. And that transcription itself was an exercise carried out by many of his disciples. So there is a story of Haridas Prabhu in Juhu. He came up to Prabhupada in the middle of the night and he said, I am coming from a pickpocket and thief background, and therefore I cannot sleep at night, because I would be active at night only. That was my main duty hours. So therefore, I see that in whole of ISKCON Juhu, there are only 2 people who are awake at night, you and me. You are busy translating. But what do? I cannot do anything. So Prabhupada said, there are many dogs in entire campus of Juhu. And the dogs keep barking all through the night. The sound of the dogs barking enters into the dictaphone while I am dictating the Bhaktivedanta purports. Next day, when the transcriber is transcribing, the sound of the dogs barking mixes with my voice and he gets confused. Right? So Prabhupada would say, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, and then boo, 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 boo. And then the next words come, and then in between what he has spoken gets eclipsed. So therefore, Prabhupada said, your service is take a stick in your hand and keep chasing the dogs all night. And Prabhupada gave him that service. And Haridas Prabhu said, Prabhupada was so expert that he could engage Giriraj Maharaj, who was coming from an aristocratic family, and he could engage me coming from a pickpocket background, both in the service of the Bhagavatam. That was Prabhupada's genius. Then one of our other devotees was in New Vrindavan, and he would borrow the lecture tapes of the transcriptions. So the transcriptions were in form of tapes. So he would borrow and hear those lectures. So one day, suddenly he was asked to give class. He had never given class before. So he did not know what to speak. So he took that transcription tape along with the machine, and he put his earphone and put a chadar around. And he sat and he would switch on the transcription machine, dictaphone machine. It would play one line of Prabhupada, he would pause it, and then he would repeat it. And he gave the class with his eyes closed. So after every sentence, he would pause, then hear what Prabhupada is saying, pause that, repeat it. And he was speaking with eyes closed. Everyone thought he is giving a very thoughtful class. That means he is taking time to meditate on what is the next point. But he was simply repeating Prabhupada's words as it is. And just by doing that, he became a great scholar later and went on to do a PhD in Sanskrit at Harvard much later. So therefore, Prabhupada gave us the opportunity to first connect with these books, relish these books. And now in the month of December, we have been given the responsibility of distributing these books. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution Ki. So therefore, why Prabhupada emphasized on book distribution? So he said in Kali Yuga, book distribution is that which comes closest to begging, because it is very humbling experience. So one who goes out to distribute books has to take the humble position. And in the 20 points of knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita, the first point is amanitvam, humility. So book distribution increases your humility, because you have to literally request and beg people, please, you try to take these books. Right? Many years ago, I was in the local trains in Mumbai. One of our brahmacharis cracked the code of distributing books in the local trains. Local trains in Mumbai are so crowded that one professor was asking me in America, what do you guys get by traveling in those local trains? It is so crowded. What do you get? I said, free massage. On all sides you are covered. People are pushing you. So I showed the Gita to one gentleman, and he looked at the Gita and said, "Is this Gita for free?" I said, "No, it is for 70 rupees. He said, "Are Krishna spoke Gita for free. Why ISKCON is charging?" I said, "Are Krishna spoke to Arjuna in Kurukshetra. This is Mumbai. 70 rupees is transport charge." So I was traveling in the local train once. It was night, heavily crowded. I entered with the book bag, and then on all sides people were there. I was completely packed. I could not even move my hand. So it was such a crowded train. Right in front of me there was a man who came, and he was looking at me. And he looked at me from top to bottom and said, "ISKCON का है क्या? हरे कृष्णा वाला है?" I said, "और कौन ऐसा वेश धारण करता है? गीता है क्या?" हाँ है, एक गीता दो. So I said, "ये बैग दिख रहा है ना, अंदर गीता है, ले लो." हाथ नहीं हिल सकता. My hand cannot move. So he put the hand inside, took the Bhagavad Gita. Then he asked, "कितने का है?" I said, 70 रुपए, 70 rupees. He took out 100 rupee note. I was still standing. I said, "पॉकेट दिखता है क्या? 100 रुपए डालो, 30 रुपए ले लो." He put 100 rupees, took 30 rupees. Whole Gita transaction was done. I did not have to move also. That day I realized I am not the doer. So you may think, "Oh, who is going to take it? Who is not going to take it?" You just carry the book. Whoever wants to take it, they will come searching. Another time I was trying to convince somebody. By the way, I am a very poor book distributor. Radheshyam Prabhu is Uttam Adhikari. I am below Kanishth. So, but during December everybody goes, so I also go. So, I was trying to tell somebody in Grant Road station. And my style is not a good style for book, because I sit next to people and give lecture only. And the professional book distributors get frustrated. अरे यार, एक ही आदमी के पीछे लगा हुआ है. I mean, you are supposed to hit many people. So I said, "अरे सुन रहा है यार, सुनाता है इसको." अरे सुनाना नहीं है, बेचना है. So I am looking at this guy and convincing him, and he is saying, "हाँ क्या है? भगवद गीता. अच्छा, कितना श्लोका है? 700. पूरा है क्या? यार आधा क्यों देगा तुमको?" What a stupid question. Is it complete? As if we'll make more money by giving incomplete. And then asked so many questions for half an hour. He was going on asking various questions. And finally he said, "पिताजी ने पहले ही खरीदा है घर पे. I don't need it. Father has already bought." I said, "Half an hour back you could have told me, instead of asking so many questions." Right next to him in that same seat, another guy was reading newspaper, face behind the newspaper. Out of the blue, he takes out 100 rupee note. बोला, "गीता मेरे को दे दो." I didn't even know he is hearing. I was preaching to this guy. That guy purchased. So therefore, there are many instances where people who are looking for the books come right there without even us planning or knowing anything about it. So Prabhupada said this book distribution is not a business technique. It is not a marketing and sales act. It is our expression of gratitude to the author, Srila Prabhupada, for what He has given us, and we are simply trying to reciprocate by sharing it with people. So one of Prabhupada's disciples, Buddhimanta Prabhu, was extremely proficient. In 1 hour he could distribute 50 to 75 Mahabig. So expert. He was in the airport, one guy was looking at him, he called him. Said, last 3 hours I am observing you. You are giving people a book which they don't want. They don't like it also. But still something you speak and they purchase. I am looking for a marketing vice president in my company. Take my card. Give me a call and join me. Are you interested? He said, yes. Please call me, please call me. So he said, sir, do you have Bhagavad Gita? He said, no, I don't have. Please take it. We'll stay in touch. He purchased the Gita thinking that he has a hope of hiring him. 1 week later, he called him. Hey, what happened? Did you think about my offer of joining? He said, yeah, I am thinking about it. But, I feel I want to give you one more book, Bhagavatam. 1 week later, he sold him Bhagavatam set also. 1 week later, he sold him Chaitanya Charitamrita also. All the books set he sold. And then finally said, you cannot purchase me simply with money, because we are not distributing these books for money. We are distributing these books out of love for Srila Prabhupada. Some devotees were called to a home for doing some yajna. They said, but better we do, Sankirtan Yajna, that is easier. This was in California, and fire laws and all are very strict. We don't know what will happen if you have a regular Yajna and all. Let's do Harinam Sankirtan Yajna. No. I want fire Yajna. Fire, Agni must there. That is real Yajna. What is it? Harinam Yajna. Nobody heard about it, Harinam Yajna. So they said, okay, fine. So they brought a small Yajna Kund, then they did the Yajna, they started. That man said, bigger Yajna, more fire. So they put more ghee. So fire went up. And then the fire alarm went. When the fire alarm went, sprinkler system went off. And whole house was full of water. This man started complaining, Arey, kya kar diya tumne? They immediately opened Gita and said, in Gita, Krishna says, where there is Yajna, there is rainfall. So he said, oh really? He took the Gita, and then from that day onwards he started chanting. Now he is an initiated devotee having Gaur Nita at home. So in the Gita, Krishna says, Yagyarthart karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. So therefore we are doing this book distribution to help people get out of karma bandhana. One time I was distributing and someone said, so where are you from? I said, I studied in IIT. Yeah, you are from IIT, you are doing this, what happened? Kuch lafda ho gaya kya? So I said, no, I was inspired. And I asked him, where are you from? He said, I am from Pune. I said, oh, my friend, Radheshyam Prabhu, he's also from IIT. He's in charge of the Pune temple. You should go there. He's also from IIT. Yeah. Tum bhi IIT, wo bhi IIT. So he said, I'm just writing a book on what all sacrifices people do to enter IIT. Now after meeting you, I think I will write one more book. What all people do after leaving IIT. So, people must realize that the goal of life is much beyond just sense gratification. Amanistarite tomar iha agaman parama dayalo tumi patita pavan vedanishta madhye अर्धेक वेद मुखे माने, वेद निषिद्ध पाप कोरे, धर्म nahi gone. So when Ramananda Rai meets Lord Chaitanya, he says, the purpose of sadhus is to give their association to deliver the fallen souls. He defines who's fallen. The definition of fallen is very important. Vedanishta madhye ardhek veda mukhe mane, veda nishiddha papa kore dharma nahi gune. Fallen means one who knows what is to be done, what is not to be done, still does not have the determination to control his senses and habits. So therefore, this weakness of heart results in a fallen condition. And so this is extremely important for us to understand that we are in India where people have idea what is dharma, what is not dharma. But still, the problem is not that they don't know, but they do not have the right association to get the strength of conviction to say no to sense gratification. That conviction is not there. Right? When Radheshyam Prabhu and myself were attending Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj's classes in IIT, there was one lecture in which Maharaj mentioned, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered Jagai and Madhai. By seeing the transformation of Jagai and Madhai, whole Bengal got transformed. I got inspired. If such drunkards can be transformed, I need to get the biggest drunkard from my hostel. If he gets transformed, whole hostel will get transformed. I was very new. So I went to one of my friends who was already drunk. And he was carrying a bottle in his hand. I said, this Saturday you must come with me. He said, where? I said, for Bhagavad Gita lecture. He said, are you drunk? You are inviting me for such a lecture? I said, Baba, you come, you will get transformed in that association. He said, I will come on one condition, I will bring the bottle with me. Will they allow? I got confused. I thought, let me call the temple and ask, do they allow people to come with bottle also? Then I thought temple people will tell me, you also don't come. So I said, no problem, you come. So he came, carrying the bottle. 10 o'clock in the morning, he had already finished half. He was very consistent in his activities. We reached the venue. Before entering the room, I requested him, Arey, you have brought the bottle till here, don't enter with the bottle, keep the bottle above the door, on that ledge, right? And let us go in. Just keep the bottle here, don't take it inside. He said, ISKCON wala pee to nahi jayega. I said, rascal, they don't drink tea and coffee also. I have not seen anyone who do like that. They are so strict. You keep it here. He said, okay, I'll keep it. Then I said, I also have condition. He said, what? You will not open your mouth because foul smell will come. Then they may ban me from coming. So he said, okay, I'll keep my mouth shut. So he came, sat next to me. So usually 2 people would come, that day 3 came. So it was a big percentage increase. So Maharaj said, oh, what is your name? I gave the answer. Which branch? I gave the answer. Which year? I gave the answer. So Maharaj was looking at me, what's going on? I said, my friend is very shy. So he's like that. In the middle of the lecture, he nudged me on the side and said, ye kab tak bolega? And then he said, khana kab milega? So in IIT, we used to keep the prasadam behind the speaker. Because sometimes we used to keep it near the student side. When the speaker closed his eyes, sometimes they would take it away, finish it off and bring the empty vessel and keep it. That also has happened. So therefore, for safety, we would keep it behind the speaker. Nobody would have that much daring to go. So I said, first you have to hear the full lecture, then only you will get. So he got up in the middle of the lecture, went out, finished the bottle, and came in. After the lecture, Maharaj asked, you want beads? You want to chant? He said, yeah. I said, are you going to chant? Why you are taking beads? He said, gale mein lagao, smart lagta hai. He took the beads with him, went to the hostel, and in the hostel he had bottle in one hand, beads in another hand, and he said, ISKCON join ho gaya hu main. And the whole hostel was making fun of me. क्या तुम लोग preaching कर रहे हो यार, क्या है? It took me 1 week to take the bottle, to take the beads from him. You couldn't take the bottle away. A couple of years back, I had been to London. He's now in London. So some of my friends had, organized a get-together. They were calling me by my hostel name. तो यार तू सुना स्वामी बन गया है यार अभी. आते हैं आपका आशीर्वाद लेने. So when those who are in hostel, they will always be like that only. So then I said, this guy didn't come. So they connected. क्यों नहीं आया? बोले क्या करे यार, अभी भी मैं नशे में हूँ. अभी स्वामी बन गया, सामने आने शर्म आता है. So nothing has changed. So therefore, Ramananda Rai says, Parama dayalu tumi patita pavan. So patita means Ved nishiddha papa kore dharma nahi gane. This is not correct. You just don't have the strength to say no. Right? So if you see the internet statistics, India is leading the whole world in pornographic addiction for under the age of 24 youth. So we are supposed to be the land of dharma. What land of dharma? When people have no clue what to do in their own personal lives to control their mind and senses. And therefore, when Prabhupada went to went to London, someone asked him, Swamiji, why you came to London? And Prabhupada said, the Britishers looted India for 300 years, took all the different types of gold, diamond, jewels, etc. But they forgot to steal the most important jewel, Bhagavad Gita. I have come to do hand delivery of that. And since those days till now, last 55 years, ISKCON has distributed more than 500 million 50 crore Bhagavad Gitas. And therefore, just having that book is not sufficient. One has to also study that book and apply that book in your own lives. That's what the Bhagavad Gita is supposed to do. But there is no way you can understand unless you come in this association. This association will give you the ability to control your senses. When you control your senses, you will rise above the mode of passion and ignorance, come to the mode of goodness. In that mode of goodness, the knowledge will be revealed to you. And therefore Narottam Das Thakur says, Gaura paho na bhajiya mainu Prema na dhana Hilaya harainu. I neglected this love of God within the heart, and therefore that jewel of the love has been taken away from me. Adhana yadana dhana dhanataya genu Apana karama doshe apani dubinu. He says, I am myself responsible for this condition because I have made the wrong choices. I have made the wrong choices, and by making those wrong choices, I have destroyed my own life. And therefore, the Gita is not a book of commandments, it's a book of choices. And where will you get the conviction to make the right choice? Satsanga chhadi koino asate bilas te karane lagilu ye karma bandha phas. In that association, we get that right conviction. As soon as we give up that association, asate vilas, we will be engrossed in sense gratification. The ability to control the senses go away. So therefore, this association in which all of us are currently assembled is the ultimate goal in which we will bring people to when they get connected to Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So one devotee asked Prabhupada, Nikunja yono ratikeli siddhyai yayalibhi yuktiravekshaniya. What is the meaning of that? That the spiritual master is engaged in assisting the gopis in the leelas, and the disciple must assist the spiritual master in those leelas with the gopis. Prabhupada said it means you go out on the streets and distribute books. You assist the spiritual master by sharing in his mission. One of our devotees was not getting a job for a long time. So he applied for a job, he would go for an interview, it would get rejected. He was very frustrated. So, long time passed. He got called for one interview. It was like 2-3 hours away from London. And he was driving for that interview, but he had no hope. He said, what is the point? Every time I am getting rejected. So, during the journey, he put on a lecture of Radhanath Swami on Chaitanya Charitamrita. So let me hear some CC lecture. And Maharaj was speaking from Srila Prabhupada's purports and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prataprudra Maharaj, pastime. So he heard the whole thing and he thought, good, I am now ready. I am anyway not going to get, but at least the lecture was good. So as soon as he entered, he was the last candidate to be interviewed. They said, you are going to be the country head, and in this profile, you are going to be a leader. So what is the most important quality of the leader? And he immediately said, humility is the most important quality. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. And then he quoted this verse which he had just heard in the lecture. And the interview panel got bewildered. They said, can you repeat? And then he not only repeated the verse, he started speaking the whole pastime of Prataprudra. And because it was the last candidate, all through the day, the panel was also bored. So they enjoyed hearing the lecture. And then he spoke for almost 1.5 hours. And then they were thoroughly impressed. And he said, anyway, I am not going to get a job, so at least I gave good lecture to them. 1 month later, the results came. He was the only one who was selected. I'm not recommending all of you do that. But the point is that the content in these books is so powerful that if you apply it in your own lives, your whole life will become transformed. And that's what this entire literature is meant for. जेबा नहीं बूझे के शुनिते शुनिते से कि अद्भुत चैतन्य चरित्र कृष्ण उपजीबे प्रीति जानिबे रसेर रीति शुनि लई बड़ा होए हित. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Kaviraj Goswami says, someone may think, oh, this Chaitanya Charitamrita is in, Bengali, I do not understand. But he says, keep hearing. Keep hearing, you will get purified, you will be benefited. Therefore, just have faith, and having faith in the process, don't try to imitate. Follow in the footsteps of the great Acharyas. That's what these books are teaching us, how to follow in the footsteps of these great Acharyas. Prabhupada was on a morning walk. His servant Nanda Kumar Prabhu was way behind. A dog started chasing Nanda Kumar Prabhu. He got panicked. He started shouting, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, save me. And he was running, and Prabhupada turned around and he saw Nanda Kumar Prabhu running, his dhoti flying, and a dog behind chasing. And all the devotees were wanting to see what Prabhupada would react. And as Prabhupada saw that dog, Prabhupada took the stick, walking stick above his head. Prabhupada crouched a little bit, and pointing his eyes straight into the dog's eyes, Prabhupada shouted, Hut! Now, American dog had never heard Desi Gali. And he got totally bewildered. That dog put his tail and sat down. And the disciples were even more impressed. Prabhupada can control dog also. Just a few months later, Prabhupada was in Jaipur, and this servant Nanda Kumar was making some roti, and suddenly one monkey entered. So Nanda Kumar thought, I know the technique. He took this rolling pin, Belan, pointed to the monkey and said, Hut! The monkey took a big pot and hit him. He came running to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, I tried the same technique, it did not work. Prabhupada said, you saw, but you did not learn. So therefore, simply by seeing once, and if someone thinks, oh, I have understood, it doesn't work like that. So that is known as Anushilanam. Anushilanam means we have to come in the association of devotees and go through the discipline of following these principles. Therefore, compared to the number of books which have been distributed, the number of devotees who have been made is much less, because the process is not so easy. But still we have to do the duty of planting the seed and then allowing that Gita and the Bhagavatam and these literatures to create transformation in people's lives. So that's something very, very important. Prabhupada was in Bhubaneswar, and he was emphasizing on translating the books faster. And Gaur Govind Maharaj was there, and the books were translated by him in Uriya. Prabhupada said, why the books in Uriya are not coming out so soon? And Gaur Govind Maharaj said, Prabhupada, I am so busy managing this temple morning till night. I don't have time to translate. Prabhupada said, translation is the most important work. For managing and other works, we can always hire people. He said, but there is nobody here. I am the president of this temple, but I am also the resident. The only resident. There is nobody. So suddenly Prabhupada saw one American devotee walking by. Prabhupada said, we will make him the manager. Who is he? Gaur Govind Maharaj said, Prabhupada, he has come from New York. He just wanted your association, so he has come for last few days. He is going tomorrow to New York. Prabhupada said, no, we will change his plans. Gaur Govind Maharaj said, I can't speak to him, you have to speak. So Prabhupada called him. He came and offered obeisances in front of Prabhupada. Prabhupada smiled at him. By seeing Prabhupada's smile, he got nervous, because Paramatma was already indicating something is going to happen. Prabhupada said, I want you to stay here and manage this temple. But Prabhupada, The weather in India doesn't suit me. Prabhupada said, only when you stay more time it will suit. But Prabhupada, the food doesn't suit me. Prabhupada said, I will write what to eat, what not to eat. Everything will digest. Said, but Prabhupada, in New York, they have started a new department for me. Prabhupada, I will create one more person to go and take over that department. He was running out of ideas. Says, Prabhupada, I can't get along with the local GBC. Prabhupada said, today only I changed the GBC. He lost all arguments. Finally, he said, Prabhupada, I am so busy morning till night that I cannot finish my 16 rounds here. Therefore, I have to go to New York so that at least I can complete my rounds. Prabhupada said, if you are busy morning till night, even if you can't complete your 16 rounds, no problem. Stay here. He didn't expect that. He got totally bewildered. And he said, what should I do? Prabhupada, I'm already telling you, stay here. Why? So that Gaur Govinda Maharaj can translate the books in Odia quickly. Because that is the need of the hour. Getting these books out to the people in their languages so that they can actually apply Krishna consciousness strongly and powerfully. One devotee wrote a letter to Prabhupada that yes, we are putting up a book table. Next to the book table, we also have a prasadam stall. First we call people and then they have prasadam. After their stomach is full and they are fully satisfied, they come and look at the book table. And then they like your book so much, they start picking up one book, two books, three books. They spend all their money. And while going, it's such a pleasant sight, Srila Prabhupada, to see their hands filled with books. Even their faces get covered. Prabhupada wrote back, that is my main mission. Hands full, stomach full, purse empty. Let them invest rather than in nonsense things in buying these books. Someone approached Prabhupada and said, I see your ISKCON devotees are always distributing books in the airport and always pushing us, buy the books, buy the books, buy the books. They are a bunch of bookworms. Prabhupada said, if they don't read these books, they'll become stoolworm. Which is better? So therefore, Prabhupada emphasized these books to be distributed so that people's lives transform. That is the mission of ISKCON Society, life, heart transformation. That is the most difficult thing to do. The United Nations has been fighting to arrest climate change. And they have established the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. But they have realized 4 years ago that in spite of all the data, statistics, analysis, nothing is happening. People are not changing their habits. When they see the presentation, they say, excellent. Arey, what a graph. What an analysis. Superb. But then in their own lives, no change. So United Nations, which is a science and data-based organization, has created a separate wing called faith-based organizations, where all spiritual organizations, they want to be partner with United Nations to share the message of how the habits need to change so that the climate change can be arrested. So they are accepting the fact very clearly. With science we can do analysis, but habits transformation people do when they go to the temple and hear from their gurus. So that's a fact. So therefore that transformation is something which is extremely important, right? And people in this age are becoming more and more depressed. I was distributing Bhagavad Gita in the train. I showed it to somebody and he said, my father already has one. My grandfather has one more. I don't need any more. I said, no problem. Take this card of the temple, gave him prasad. I smiled at him and said, whenever you feel, come to the temple. I went to the next compartment. This guy came chasing behind me. I was surprised. I said, what do you want? He said, Bhagavad Gita. I said, your father and your grandfather already have, no? Why you want one more? He said, you know what? For last 6 months, my boss is shouting at me, my wife is shouting at me, my children are unhappy with me. Everybody is simply cursing me. You are the first person in 6 months who has smiled at me. I want the Gita from someone who smiled at me. I said, if I knew, I would have laughed and given whole Bhagavatam set. So one of our devotees used to work in a bank, was always smiling, blissful, genuinely. His boss used to call him and say, anything wrong with you? He said, why? Always smiling. Something problem. So when the whole world is morose, to be happy is considered abnormal. All the morose people together look at the happy man and say, pagal hai. क्यों हंस रहा है, खुश है. So that has become the norm in Kali Yuga. And therefore Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So that message goes out through the books of Srila Prabhupada. Believe me, the clarity with which the Vedic philosophy has been presented in these books is very difficult to find in a very, very simple language. And that's how, we got connected. Somebody was searching through the library, searching for some various kinds of things. And ultimately, when they come across a book which really reveals in a simple way what to do. Philosophy is there, but action. Right? So that action of how we should practice in the satsanga is the essence of bhakti. Therefore, the mission of ISKCON is distribution of Krishna Nam, second, Krishna Katha, and third, Krishna Prasad. All three together create the transformation in the hearts of people. And therefore, do not think that by studying these books we want to become some scholar and become only intellectuals. We are studying these books so that we can become better servant. That is the idea. Right? Many years ago, one person joined with me. He was put in the kitchen with me to serve. I was taking care of the kitchen. He was also given to me in the kitchen. And I told him, you roll chapatis. He came up to me and complained, I am such a big leader in my village. When I stand up and give lecture, whole village comes. And when I joined ISKCON, I thought I will preach Sanatan Dharma. And as soon as I joined, you put me in the kitchen to roll chapati. मैं ISKCON इसलिए join किया क्या? चपाती बनाने? I said, Baba, why you are telling me? मैं भी वही कर रहा हूँ. So let us roll together. No, this is not correct. The whole world is looking for Sanatan Dharma and we are sitting here rolling chapati. I said, there is a purpose. We have to first become humble servant and then consciousness is great. No, yaar. My leader who? So he was not understanding only. After 1 month, he came to me and said, I am very frustrated with the way all of you have engaged me. I came to become preacher. Pracharak banne aaya. Chapati banane nahi. And he left. 10 years later, he met me. Came up to me and said, मंदिर से निकला ना, उसके बाद शादी हुई, उसके बाद वाइफ को बैक पेन हो गया, घर पे चपाती रोज मैं ही बनाता हूं. So you may think, okay, let me escape here, let me escape there, let me escape there. No. Whatever is service is meant for you, will chase you. Any corner of the world you go, you cannot just escape. So therefore, Radhanath Maharaj has always been very emphatic about this, that do not approach the Bhagavad Gita trying to become a conqueror with this knowledge. This knowledge is supposed to conquer your false ego, and you are supposed to become a humble servant. So that's the mood in which we should study the Bhagavad Gita. That's the mood in which we should go and distribute the Bhagavad Gita. That's the mood in which His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu has always been distributing the Srimad Bhagavatam sets to thousands of people every year. And I'm sure under his leadership, all of you will also feel inspired to distribute the Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam to millions and millions of souls